This is a very odd video. Normally, Transformers-wise, I talk about like Studio Series or like something from Transformers Classics. I normally don't come out of left field with somebody like Thunderhoof, but I just finally got the Warrior Class Thunderhoof. I got it for $5. He didn't have his gun, but who really cares? I finally got it because for some reason I just didn't buy it when it originally came out, and I kind of really regretted that. And I'm very happy I did end up getting it because it's actually really good. I wish it was the Transformers Adventure one because that has really good paint. But yeah, I decided let's just talk about my Thunderhoof toys because why not? I have like 4 of them and they're all kind of drastically different. And I figured it would make an interesting video. And since I kind of have a bit of a Transformers following, which I'm very happy about, for the longest time my Transformers videos got like no views. And now they get like thousands of views. And I'm very happy about that. I'm happy that my Transformers videos are actually getting attention because I love Transformers. And Thunderhoof's a character that exists in a cartoon I do not love. Robots in Disguise, I watched the first season, a little bit of the second, and I watched the finale of the second, and I think I just kind of left it at there. Very lackluster show. Pretty much just a bad guy of the week kind of thing. Doesn't really have a meaningful story, doesn't really tell anything super great. Animation's really kind of bleh. It's just not very good. I do not recommend Robots in Disguise. I do, however, recommend Transformers Cyberverse. The first 2 seasons were kind of similar to RID, especially the first one, very kind of kiddie, but still it kind of built on stuff and actually had lore. And the 3rd season is just absolute fan service, and it kicks the ass out of all those crappy machinima shows when it comes to delivering honest, good fan service. I love Cyberverse. But RID was a thing that existed. And I have toys of Thunderhoof from RID. So let's talk about them one by one. Tiny Titans. This is Tiny Titans Thunderhoof. Remember these Tiny Titans? They were replaced with Tiny Turbo Changers for the Last Night film. I almost slipped on my lips there. Not a good idea. But yeah, they replaced them with Tiny Turbo Changers, but we had Tiny Titans, which are just little figurines of the character. And for some reason, I have Thunderhoof. Not painted much at all. He pretty much just has black and silver paint. Very bland, but still, it's a little character of Thunderhoof. Fun fact, he was voiced by Frank Stallone. Yes, Stallone, as in Sylvester Stallone's brother. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, he kind of talks like this, you know, Thunderhoof, yeah. He's kind of fun, but kind of, you know, he's cool. I think it's cool that this is actually a tractor transformer, and the fact that they gave him antlers is very inventive, and I love that. So, because he's a tractor, let's talk about one of the ones that actually transforms into a tractor. This is, I don't remember what they called these. It's basically Legion Class. I feel like they called it something else. They might have called it Legion Class. I don't remember. They changed the name so much. But yeah, this is the little kind of Legion Class sized Thunderhoof. This is the one I actually bought because I didn't think I'd ever actually get the Deluxe, or the Warrior Class, I should say. So I just bought this, and yeah, it's alright. I mean, it actually looks very similar to the Warrior, but it transforms entirely differently. For starters, you can see he has a fake antlers in front of the actual, tractor rake. So that's funny. Articulation, he actually has a swivel at the head, ball joints at the shoulders, ball joints at the hips, and hinges at the knee. So you can actually get him like posed, which is funny. You can get him kneeling before Lord Megatron, except Megatron didn't exist in RID because, you know, even though he survived Transformers Prime and had kind of like a character change going on, they decided not to explore that whatsoever in the sequel series. But yeah, this is the little guy. He's got the big old ugly sticker. It's funny, like you scanned these for the app, and there's like 3 different Thunderhoof toys here, right? They all have character models that look like the toy, and they're all different. It's really funny. But yeah, how to transform him is pretty simple, actually. You take his legs and you hinge them up like this without popping them off. And you're almost there, I think. Yeah, you kind of hinge them up like that. And then you get the arms tabbed in. There's a little tab slot right in front of the wheel. Yeah, the arms literally just stay on the side. Literally how you transform him. You squat him, you turn his head, and you're done. There you go. And funny thing is, that's actually a pretty convincing tractor mode. And now granted, his arms are just sticking out there, and that doesn't look any good. But other than that, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look too bad. Honestly, I'm going to say it doesn't look too bad. I kind of dig it. It's kind of nice. I like having that. Then at the thrift store, I got the one-step changer. Fun fact, my thrift store has a policy where if the bag is open, they can't sell it to you. And the only time they actually gave me crap for that was, a little bit of a spoiler. I tried buying this guy earlier on, and the bag, funny thing is, this guy actually like torn a hole in the bag because how sharp these are. And even though there's a hole in the bag, and it was just torn by the contents of it, they wouldn't sell it to me. And I'm like, I only really want the one thing. And they're like, sorry, can't sell it to you. But yeah, even though I bought multitudes of other torn bags where there's a sharp item in them, I ended up getting it from the same thrift store later on in a different bag. So yeah, this is the one step. Very odd. He actually has the blue antlers, which is accurate. Unfortunately, the Warrior doesn't, but the Takara version does. So that's kind of irritating. A lighter blue, which is interesting. He's a lighter blue. And articulation-wise, you can move his arms forward, and they look very funny. Oh! Stop doing that. Oh, stop doing that. Oh, stop doing that. Are we good? I think we're okay. Except he's kind of come a little undone. There we go. Let's get him properly tabbed in. Yeah, he's a little finicky because he's a one-step changer. How you transform him, let's just doop-a-doop-a-doop. Oh, already almost there. Yeah, you take this, and it's kind of interesting how it completely hinges over and goes in the front. And you get the arms kind of situated like that. There you go. There you go. Yeah, just comparing. Yeah, that's a good tractor. This is hot garbage. What kind of tractor looks like this? What kind of tractor has little feet sticking off of it? And like the arms are still just there, but now the cockpit's really tiny. I say cockpit, it's funny. It's like a jet. I'm saying cockpit. Yeah, that's garbage. Warrior class, then, is not garbage. Like I said, he doesn't have a gun. It kind of looks like that. Boo-hoo. I got it for $5. Who cares? But yeah, this figure is actually really good. Let's zoom in on this one, because it's actually kind of worth looking at. Unfortunately, not a lot of color, but he does make up for that in really nice engineering. For once, he actually does have the antlers formed from the rake of the tractor, which is really nice. He does have the same sticker there, a little bit of paint. He's got a little bit of red right there on the knee, which is funny. He's got some little hooves, because he is Thunderhoof after all. I really do like these details of like the smokestacks. Almost looks like little guns on his arms. I dig that, like little poof, poof, poof. His arms are kind of interestingly proportioned, but they still work. Like you can see how the arm and the shoulder are kind of conflicting. It's like this is like a shoulder, and then it's like another shoulder. It's weird, but it kind of works. His back, though, because of how he transforms, is a hollow mess. There's just nothing there. He's kind of like Fall of Cybertron Swindle, because he had nothing, and he kind of has nothing too. But to be fair, like that folds in for transformation. Then you need that space too. So, yeah, really nice. Articulation, he only has a swivel at the head. He has ball joints at the first shoulder, and he has a swivel at the second shoulder, so you can get the arms all the way forward. Ball joint at the elbow. Does have in and out of the wrist if that matters. He has a waist swivel. Doesn't work all the way, but you did a little bit. Get out of their hair. Gosh. Then you have leg articulation. Then knees that actually bend in really far. And if you want to move that in, you can. It might actually work for some poses. Like maybe if you have them like stepping out. That kind of looks cool. But yeah. Really nice figure. To articulate, I mean, I already did that. To transform, it's kind of interesting. So you take the antlers and you straighten them out and you do that. And you rotate them like that. There we go. He does kind of suffer from Classic's Conehead Seeker syndrome, where you're going to see his head in vehicle mode. So then you have that. And then this is really interesting. So his waist, you do need that rotation for the transformation. And you flip in those feet, and it's so funny. His legs actually move up to the front. They hinge all the way up to the front, and the arms actually go where the legs were. Isn't that so freaking interesting? I'm sorry, but that is ingenious. Look at this. And then he's got a gap right there where that kind of aligns. Then the hands, you get flipped in, get that all aligned, get the arms tabbed in together, get those kind of hinged and ball jointed up and tabbed in to where pretty much where the legs were. Like, that is so interesting, man. Like, they really took their time to engineer this. And then, like I said, he's got cone head syndrome where you can just see his head. Look at that. All the space that was hollow was used for the transformation. Because the where it was hollow in the torso is kind of where the thighs ended up. So there we go. There, after a very clever transformation, we are left with this very nice tractor mode. This is really great, man. I wish we got a repaint of this, or like a reinvention as a more realistic looking tractor that's not blue. Something that's like a more real world color. But yeah, he actually has a painted windscreen, which is kind of nice, even though it's like a lighter color. I wish it was black. That would have been a little nicer. Not a lot of extra detail revealed here, honestly, because a lot of the robot was actually integrated into this, which is really nice. This is really great, man. I mean, it was great enough for me to actually decide to make a video on it. So that's interesting. So let's compare the tractors. The One Step, the Little Legion class, and the Warrior. So the One Step looks like hot garbage. You can tell they were just trying to approximate a tractor, and they epically failed. It kind of sucks, though. I wish they would have just molded those parts in the same blue as the rest of them. That would have worked. That would have been fine. But unfortunately, they didn't. And then him, that's actually a pretty decent tractor, but nothing on this. Nothing on this. This is clever. This is smart. This is good looking. I love this. And with that being said, there we go. There's my little video on the Thunderhoof toys. I think there was like a 3-step changer that came out. I think there was other ones. I think there was a 3-step, you know, one of those. Probably just a bigger version of that or something. But yeah, I think the only ones worth getting are that one and that one. That one's actually really good for the size and everything, even though it's basically just squatting down for transformation. And this one is actually really great. And if you're a fan of RID, you absolutely owe it to yourself to get this. It's a shame it took me so long to get that, but it's a really good toy. I highly recommend the Warrior Class Thunderhoof. And there we go, guys. There's my video on Thunderhoof. Frank Stallone as a robot. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links, PO box address, frequently asked questions, all that stuff down in the description below. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the next video.